All right, welcome back, everyone, and thanks for jumping on with us as we get a chance to open it up for another great AMA. And we'll soon be joined by the team from deHedge Fund to chat about their protocol, which is offering impressive returns for investors involved with a clear strategy and experienced team behind them, as well as in the early stages. We'll hear more about it all here very shortly. But first, quick reminder, BUSD going out to a few random people, as well as the best question. And if you have a question about what you hear in the AMA, feel free to send it in via DM. I'll do my best to ask it on your behalf. Once again, guys, deHedge Fund in the building. We got Crypto Craze coming on with us. I see you right there. Let me get you unmuted. And for anybody that wants some of the finer details, make sure you hop in the Discord. I found that to be a really great resource. You can go into the links channel there and then make sure you click on the Medium. It really does paint a really good picture of how this all started, as well as some foundational information as well. But Crypto Craze, doing a quick mic check.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing awesome, man. Really excited to chat about this one. This one looks fun. I think the team behind it has some experience as well, and it looks like very simple proposition offering long-term yield generation on many different blockchains. Yeah, man, this one looks really, really clean based on the presentation I saw.
Yeah, but I can't wait to tell you about it. It's been a long time coming. We've worked a long time on it, so yeah, it's good to finally get it to market.
Good stuff, man. You know, we usually start this off here a little bit about the team and a quick overview of what you guys have built and what you're coming to the table with. I would love to hear it, man.
Yeah, so me and the team met just around 2 years ago. Just like many people in the space, rugged, got honeypotted, whatever you can think of going wrong, went wrong, all through the fake node season and the rebase models and just the general bad time in DeFi. So we put our heads together, used our experience and our skill sets to bring something that's not just sustainable, but has longevity and future in mind to DeFi. I think we're very much lacking that at the moment. You get everybody after 500x pumps and 1000x pumps, but nothing really that offers a sustainability model that you can plan 5, 6, 7, 10 years in advance. So that's it. That's what we tried to bring to market. I myself got into crypto first of all in 2014, very likely from a friend of mine. I didn't get in deep until mid 2015 to the end of 2015. And then I've been a full-time trader for the past 2 years and part-time trading before that. My team has experience in multiple fields, from full-time engineers for one of the biggest banks in the world to project owner of one of the largest chains in this space. So we have a very wide experience, and yeah, we just wanted to bring that to the space and give people something that they could trust in and something they could work with.
Very good intro into it, man. So I mean, I guess just kind of going straight into what people can interact with, what they're getting involved with in terms of the investors. I see a couple of things here mentioned in the white paper that would be great points to start off with. So the first thing being bonds, right? This is kind of the centerpiece behind the whole thing. Walk me through the whole concept of the ecosystem.
Yeah, so the main protocol relies on what we call a bond. We find that people may understand what a bond normally is. In the real world, it would be you lock your money up into a bond and you are then owed that money plus a return on top of that. So we thought people may understand the concept around the real world utility of why that's mentioned. The main thing is we are DeFi as a service, how it should be. So all the fake nodes, all the rebase models pretended to be DeFi as a service, but all they actually really done was take their treasury money and invest into Strong Block or invest into Thor or invest into another high APR, just excuse my language, but bullshit model that was never sustainable. And everyone was just losing money left, right, and center. I mean, the protocols themselves, yeah, they would have made money, but the vast majority of investors were losing. So we've stripped DeFi as a service back to bare bones. We invest in protocols and assets that provide long-term gains and sustainability, and something that we can work with moving into the future. So from miners to validators, we're already invested into real estate. So what happens with the bonds is, if you were to say lock up $1,000 into a bond, we offer a base rate of 15% APR. That's a guaranteed base. It will not go below that. But as our treasury grows its backing, we will increase the APR. So 2 or 3 years down the line, if we've been through a bull, we've managed to really strengthen our treasury, and we've got the backing to pay 100%, then we will pay our investors 100% APR. Everything we make as a protocol, bar the team allocation of 15%, will be fed straight back to investors. That 15% that would go to the team wallet would be used specifically, 50% for getting the team to be able to do this full time, and then the other 50% would be project development and pushing the protocol forward as a whole. So everything that we make will all feed back to investors. The thing we're doing at the moment is pre-sale, and we're in phase 1. We've got a collection of 1,000 NFTs. They will make up the DAO. By year 3, we want to be full DAO, and we want to be fully reliant on a strong DAO to be able to move forward with. These NFTs also hold other utilities, so they boost the main protocol APR. The top percentage boost is an extra 5% if you hold a legendary. The lowest is 2% if you hold a common. So if you hold a legendary and you stake into the main protocol, you would then be able to tie that legendary to a bond and receive 20% APR instead of 15%. So another utility the NFTs have is they are rentable. So if you do not hold the funds yourself to be able to stake into a bond and really get the benefit of that NFT, you will be able to put your, say, legendary, again, for instance, up for rent on the secondary market, and a larger investor could then rent that NFT off you. As well as that, they will receive quarterly bonuses from protocol profits. So a percentage of all of protocol profits will go to a separate wallet, and they'll be distributed between the DAO NFTs. And for a real world utility, we are invested in a real estate called ATCCAPG, which is Alpha Traders Property Group, and they are designing and building and just starting the build on the first resort, a luxury resort aimed at digital nomads, which is any entrepreneur, anyone who invests online, anyone who spends quite a lot of their life working on phone or on a laptop. So our DAO NFT holders will also have access to them luxury resorts.
I mean, I'm looking right here. I happen to have the Medium open, and you guys gave a good breakdown of kind of the investment profile and how you guys plan on structuring this. Is very, I would call it diversified here, because there's a little bit everything in terms of like the approach here. Do you want to walk through that side of things?
Yeah, well, as I touched upon slightly, the main focus for us at the moment and early on is to strengthen our foundational investments. So our foundational investments are things that are going to be around as long as crypto is around, as well as real estate, gold, anything that is physical asset and will appreciate in price over time, and concentrating on things that will match inflation. That's one of our big goals, is to be able to not just offer a 15% APR, but when you get your 15% APR in 12 months time, it'd be a true 15% APR, not 15% minus inflation. So that's really important for us. So as you can see in that medium, we're diversified through precious metals, real estate, miners, validators, and then a small portion of our funds will be used for slightly higher risk actions, such as trading. So as I said, I'm a full-time trader. My COO, he's also a major trader and technical analysis specialist. So we'll be utilizing the funds also for trading. We will also be utilizing a small portion of funds for the network that we build. So I'm currently strategically making partnerships, one with Cadena Hashing, one with the Alchemists, with Music Gods, and these all offer a very realistic return, and they have sound business models, and these are people that we can grow with, and our investment will also grow with it. So that is key for us. So only a very small percentage would go to mid to higher risk investments. The rest is all put into long-term, realistic, stable investments.
So just to summarize it, in terms of, I guess, the NFT holder's responsibility, it's a pretty easy proposition in terms of basically just funding it and then, watching it work, right?
Yeah, correct. So there's nothing for the holders or the investors to do, nothing at all. It is just like a real world hedge fund. So you'd put your money in, and usually the hedge fund would do the work for you. The difference being here is that you'd put your money in, and yes, we would do the work for you. We're all very experienced in the team. We all know our way around the space. We all know our way to do our own due diligence and vet a project ourselves before investing. The difference is for holders. As I said, by year 3, we want to be full DAO. We will give people a voice on where they would like us to put the money. We're not just going to put the money there as soon as somebody asks. We would vet it. We would test it. Also with other investment strategies, if somebody comes up to us and says, oh, I think this would be a good way to invest a portion of the money, we would take that strategy off you. We would invest with our own money. We'd test it for 3 months. And if it was a strong enough concept, then we would look at giving the DAO a vote to be able to add them strategies.
Kudos to you guys for keeping it this way. But one thing I wanted to highlight is like how transparent everything is. Every time there's a movement, every time something is happening, there's updates flying up in the Discord. I mean, obviously this was the intention from all along, but I guess, do you want to speak more to the mentality of that and how that kind of evolves with the project as well?
Yeah, well, as most people here probably know, the transparency in the space is not great. You do have teams that are transparent, of course you do, and they're doing good things. There's plenty of them, but the majority of the space isn't very transparent. For us, the way we see it is you're trusting your funds with us. We are not going to move 1 cent of funds without having that recorded in our Notion document, which is public. We will announce where it's going, who it's going to, or why it's going there. If anything changes, we will update it and we will tell you. At the end of the day, as you said, the investor puts the money with us, we do the work. We then have to keep our side of the bargain and let the investors know what's going on with their money. And that will transition moving forward to be more and more transparent as we go. I mean, we're already saying everything we can because we've got nothing else to say. Everything is public, as I said, it's in the Notion document. But going forward, the community or the DAO holders in particular, they will have an even bigger future within the company because they will be helping the company move forward.
So I see like multiple blockchains. It's mentioned kind of throughout a lot of the documentation. It's just that versatility to be able to go across different EVM-based blockchains. I mean, walk me through what that looks like. What's the not really what's the ceiling there, but like, what's the approach there? How do you guys plan to utilize that?
Yeah, so one of the biggest loss of money over the last couple of years is bridges. It's an obscene amount of money. It's worse than any scam, worse than any malicious people. It's user error whilst using a bridge or bridge being hacked, whatever it may be. It's a massive issue. So we were lucky enough to be able to speak with another protocol who are amazing at what they do. And when we launch our main protocol, they are going to be adding the ability for us to go cross-chain. And I don't mean launch a different DApp on every chain with a separate liquidity pool. I mean that we will have one DApp, and you can go onto any EVM chain, interact with our DApp on any chain, and you can invest from there. So I don't know the ins and outs of how that works. That's their tech. My dev, he knows how it works. He's seen their contracts. He's seen all their documents. He loves what he sees. He's a full-time engineer by day, works for one of the major banks in the world. I trust him more than anyone, and he's not seen this before, and we will be able to offer this. It's as simple as clicking a link on our DApp whilst being connected to any EVM network, and you being able to mint from there.
I like it, man. I like it. All right. So in terms of how the landscape changes, if at all, like once the 1,000 NFTs are minted out, how does that, move you guys into the next phase, or how does that evolve the project in any way? What's next after?
So we're just coming to the end of phase 1 at the moment. We've actually got a giveaway running for anyone that mints up until the 29th. You'll be put into a pool for a prize to celebrate the end of phase 1. Phase 2 happens at the 29th of this month, and then we'll have just over 6 weeks in between phase 2 launching and the main protocol launching, so that we can have a big marketing push and really, really get the exposure out there ready for main launch.
Awesome stuff, man. I guess, we don't have to spend too much time on the marketing side of things, but I mean, just in terms of mentality, like what pools of investors are you going after? There's always going to be the question of like, how do you get more retail in than just your average guy or your average DeFi investor? But I mean, like, what's the approach there? What's going to be like your strongest medium that you're going to use to attract people?
Yeah, so obviously we're open to have any investor. We don't discriminate. Anyone, if you'd like to invest, then of course we're open, but we are open and honest. We are not a 500x token. We are never going to be a 500x token. So if you are going to come and invest with us, yes, there's a possibility of big gains, especially with the DAO NFTs. I mean, people are already offering 4 or 5 times their mint price for the higher tier NFTs. But as a big gem token, we are not that. So moving forward, we're going to be targeting, so a little bit of data for you. In between all the chains at the moment, there's around about 600 million in either stable pools, stable vaults, or low APR generating assets, basically. That's under 10% APR. That will be our target market for the main protocol. As I said, everyone can come and invest. If you want to invest $1,000, then we'll give you the same return as somebody that's investing $100,000. But that would be our specific market to target. We, on average, would double a stable pool APR with our base rate, and that base rate will rise.
I'm thumbing through some questions. I'm notorious for hogging up the floor the entire time. So I promise I'm going to get through some questions here from the community side. And one that's pretty simple and basic, something that we didn't really talk about too much, or maybe they came in a little bit late. How large is the team? This one came in from CS. How large is the team? And will they be able to handle all the different future utilities your project has planned, or do you plan to scale the number of people in the team as well?
Yeah, so at the moment, there's only 4 of us. My dev was more than capable and happy to build out the entire phase 1 up until main launch and deal with main launch himself. As I said, he's a full-time engineer. He's more than capable. We already have talks in motion with other developers that we trust and are trusted in the space. We also have a major support network with extremely talented devs, marketing teams, and we have the support there if we need it without even having to take on new team members. When we do look to expand the team, that would also go very much so to DAO votes, and we'd need that person to interact with the community, and the community would really have to side with them and give the go-ahead to employ anyone. We've got a support network large enough anyway, so we are not going to be in a desperate situation to hire anyone.
I mean, very good. I know you can't spill the details, like all the nitty-gritty details, but you mentioned partnerships earlier, and I think you spoke quite a bit about some of the initial ones that you guys have coming out of the gate. But is it just a compounding effect of utilizing these other project-to-project type partnerships, which you think are really going to help grow the protocol itself?
Well, one I mentioned was Alpha Traders Property Group. That is a full working side-by-side relationship. We've invested and purchased shares in the property group. First build, as I said, is just starting. That will be a definite working relationship. It's strategic also. All partnerships within DeFi are always strategic, but I personally go and vet possible partners. I'm the one that speaks to them, and the only people that we would possibly even consider as a partner is somebody that we would grow with and would create a support network. I wouldn't just go and partner with somebody just for exposure to their members. As I said, we're long-term focused. Even if it took us 12 months to sell out our NFT collection, we're happy with that. As long as we've got the right-minded individuals come in and being part of what we are doing, that is a bigger priority for us than just getting random investors just for the sake of it.
Very good. We do have people that are popping in and out, and I have one that came through from Doyle. We didn't go through, I think, the specifics, but he says, how will the funds raised from the NFT sale specifically be spent, and will the team earn a percentage of it, or all the funds or income will be put back into the project?
Yeah, that's a good question. So every single cent from the NFT collection will go back into the project. It's creating our foundations at the moment. So it's specifically going to foundational investments like real estate, like gold, and other areas that we've detailed in the mediums. The team will not take 1 cent of the NFT pre-sale funds. We don't need it. We all make a living anyway. We all have decent jobs. As I said, I'm a full-time trader, so I don't need anything. We're not looking at taking anything from deHedge in the near future at all. It's all being compounded back in, and our focus is to grow the treasury.
Tommy came with one. He says users may not fully understand what they're getting into, or maybe some of the terms being used. Do you guys plan to pivot into an educational resource as well, or at least have that available for new people coming in?
Yeah, that's another great question, and we've actually just launched our first educational platform within Discord. So again, as part of the Alpha Traders group, they have a whole educational platform, and it's the majority of what they're about. They're experts in their field. And we've just had that integrated into our Discord. So we have something called Alpha Calls. That comes up whenever they're about to do a trade. They'll send that and it will pop up in our Discord. We have our COO that posts 3 or 4 times a day giving his technical analysis. And we also are starting off with every month having one-to-one and group sessions to teach people how to trade, and basically to teach people how to try and move away from their 9-to-5 life and be self-sustainable. Depending on the demand of that, we will increase the amount of times it goes on. So if the demand is there, we'll go bi-weekly, and then weekly if the demand's high, and we'll keep increasing as is needed.
Very good. And it's not really the educational piece, but I had it marked here from Loba, who was just asking, like, in terms of the team that's responsible for research and development, like, how are those processes conducted when it comes to modifying the plan should you need to do it?
Yeah, so as I touched upon, I basically vet every person, every project we think about investing in. I personally vet them first. I speak to the team, find out who they are, where they're from, what their business model is. After I've finished my vetting procedure, I then go back to my team. My team will go through the same process. We'll have a big risk module on them, and then we'll all converse together, come up with our findings, and that's how the process goes, basically. So we individually will vet a project or a team, and then we'll come together and discuss each individual's findings and see how that comes together as a whole.
Very good. Still looking through to see if we can find some questions that we haven't really talked about too much. Let's see here. This one you kind of answered this one. And so I'm gonna pause on Random Apes. Random Ape, please feel free to join the community and get it. And again, guys, it's on the Discord, and there's a ton of links in there for you as well. I did have Doyle come through with one again, who was kind of a follow-up to the last one. He says, "Do you think the majority of investors will be satisfied connecting their wallets to your platform to get into the NFT sales? Why don't you use a third-party platform?"
We could have used a third-party platform, but because we decided to build on Red Light Chain, the main reason we focused on Red Light Chain is because of the gasless component, and they are fully gasless, so it doesn't cost anything to mint. Their NFT platform wasn't quite ready to be integrated with what we had, so we've had to build the DApp out ourselves. Yeah, so that's the reason why we've done it that way. I mean, if anybody's got any worries or needs to speak to me further to settle their own mind, I'm fully doxed. I'm known everywhere. So yeah, if you need to speak to me further, feel free.
You know, I did have a question come through. Actually, a couple of questions come through about the exposure of being like a public company, not like publicly traded, but a public company, where you guys have that level of transparency. It's a registered company out of Wyoming, I believe it was. So, I mean, with that, do you guys anticipate any sort of legal things or hoops that you guys might have to jump through?
No, we are fully in touch with legal reps. Because of the kind of protocol we are with staking, and you probably heard that the SEC are going after certain people at the moment. It was paramount that we had all of our legal stuff in conjunction with everything we had to do before launching. Our legal reps have assured us that we are fine. We're not doing anything that breaches any regulations. If things were to change, which it can all the time, especially with things like SEC, we are well in position to pivot. We're keeping our eyes on it all the time, and we would be open and transparent with the community 100%.
Once again, guys, I know people have a lot of questions, you know, about some of the stuff that we had spoken about. Crypto Craze, we kind of breezed through a lot of high-level points, and I wanted to give you like the floor one more time, because I know that the time is running out. But if there was anything that you wanted to go into more detail on, maybe something or an aspect that we forgot about, please feel free, man. The floor is all yours.
Yeah, so I think we spoke about quite a lot of good stuff. A lot of it is kind of hard for people to understand. I have people coming into Discord and they've heard my other AMAs and they need just clarification. So I would just say, if there's anything you are not sure of, I can see people wanting to speak. So people have obviously got more questions. just pop into the Discord and speak to me one-on-one. I can get on a voice chat with you if there's anything you need to know. There's plenty of people in the Discord that are very knowledgeable on what we're doing. We've got a brilliant support network of community. So yeah, please, if there's anything else, you just come and ask.
Beautiful stuff. Once again, guys, they are in very early stages. Go check them out and get the answers to the questions. deHedge.fund or the latest Gollem Gems post has a link directly to their community. But thank you once again, man, for spending the time with us and breaking it all down.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was good to have a chat.
Agreed. Have a great day. And for everybody who's been tuning in, that does it for today's show, everyone. Super glad we had a chance to break down deHedge a bit more, as I personally enjoyed their approach all around, and looking forward to seeing them continue to evolve the protocol as it provides investors with a very unique approach to DeFi. And I'm just really excited to see somebody innovating in that space. But again, guys, don't take my word for it. Go jump in their community, ask the questions that we didn't have time for, and make a wise investment decision based on your own criteria. And thanks again for tuning in. And until next time, have a great rest of your day.
Goodbye. Thanks very much.